All right, so let's go over how we can allow for the menu items, the navigation menu that's on your website to be able to, when you click on it, that it will move to a section of the website that's below. So let's go over a demonstration of how to set that up, and then we will go over an example of how it looks when it's done. All right, so we're going to go to sites on the menu on the left, and then we will go to websites at the top. And then let's see, so let's select a website. My favorite one that I usually like to go to is my example one here. So we're just going to click on that, and then let's select any of the pages, because like I said, this is a global section. So we can assign this to actually kind of go anywhere. So let's say if we have an about section. We want this to go to our about section. Let's say if it's on this page and we want it to go to this section here. Okay. So in order for this to drop down to that specific section, what we'll need to do, and it's really best to actually name these as well too, so that way it's easy for you to find. So let's name this first. We want this to populate in this section. So we can assign this to anything on here. So let's say if we wanted to go show this section right here, or this entire column. So we want to click on that section, and then we want to change the name so that way we can find it later, because most of these are using the generic name. So you'll see first columns everywhere in here, and you don't want to confuse yourself when you try to go find it. So let's name it About Us homepage. All right. Okay, so now you'll see down here the name has been changed as well too for that section. Okay, so now let's assign that section to a menu item. So let's click back in the navigation section, and on the right you'll see that the settings have changed for specifically the navigation menu. So what we want to do is scroll down to the menu item section. Actually, let me go back, because I need to grab something as well too. So let's go back to that section for the About Us that we want to populate for the page to drop down to. Once we click that, the settings will show up on the right. And what we want to do is click on Advanced, the Advanced tab at the top. And down here at the bottom, you'll see a section that says CSS Selector. What we want to do is click on that copy button right here. It'll turn blue when you highlight over it. And we want to copy that. We want to copy that section. All right, so now let's go back to the navigation menu. Once again, we're going to click back in that navigation menu section, and then we're going to go to the settings on the right, and we're going to scroll down to the About button. So once we click on that, click on the Edit button on the right, and here what you'll see is we have the title of that button. We have the go to website URL. That's what that is here. Also, you'll have the go to page, but we can just leave it on we want to leave it on the go to website URL. So what we want to do is drop in that item that we copied before. We want to paste it in the URL field. So let's select this item here that says #about, and we want to paste what we had copied before. And we don't want to open a new tab. That wouldn't be necessary. So we'll make sure that's toggled off, and then we will hit submit. All right, so let's do one more, so that way we can kind of go through the fields here so you can see it. Let's say if we want to change our services button to the listing management, transaction coordinator, and the marketing. So we want to select this section here. So let's find the section that we want to populate. Let's see, is that a good one? Yes, let's pick this one. Let's pick this one. Sorry, we want the blue box. So the blue box is what we'll click inside of that blue box once we get it where we want to go. So this one says 3-column row. I want to actually change that element name, and then we'll put in work with us homepage. All right, so it populated there for us. Once again, we'll go down, we'll click on the advanced tab in the settings section. And then at the bottom, we'll see the CSS selector, and then we will hit on the copy button to the right. All right, so we have it copied, and now we want to go back to the menu item at the top. Okay, we want to click inside of the navigation menu, and then we want to scroll down to the services section. We're going to click on the right for the edit button. Once again, we have our configure services page that populates. We don't want to change the title. We want to leave this at go to website URL, and then we want to highlight over the URL field information, and we want to paste in there what we just copied from the CSS selector field. All right, make sure that this is tabbed off, and then we want to click submit. All right, so now let's take a look at how this actually looks, so that way you can see how it flows. So let's click save here, and then I'm going to pull up a preview page for you to be able to view it. All right, so we have our preview page up, and then what we want to do is let's show the example of how this actually works. So let's do it. We're going to click on the about section. All right, now you see that it populated to the about us section. And also, if you don't like where this populates as well too, you just assign it to a different section, exactly how we just went over. You can assign this to any section that populates on your page. So let's scroll back up and let's do the services. All right, so we got our services, and then this is where it will populate for the services section when you click that as well too. So that's how you will assign the navigation menu items to certain sections on that specific page if you wanted to just drop down on that page.